Traders, how you doing? And welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the watch list. I think is a very important part of trading. You can either use something like I use here that I'll go and explain, or a little booklet. I used to use these little watch lists here. Again, it's just something so you're not looking at about 50 charts every 15 minutes. It simplifies things. The only pairs that I look at during the day are these one that's on my watch list. So I've got nothing on my watch list, I take the day off. If I've got 10, I just look at 10 pairs. I've got approximate timings of when they potentially might set up. And it just clears your mind a little bit, because scanning through 50 charts every 15 minutes is probably detrimental to your trading. You end up taking silly trades. So having a watch list, I feel, is key. And I'll go into how basically I do it, what it means, and how I set mine up. So this is the watch list I send out to our members of the website or the Discord. If you're interested in that, link is down below. 7-day free trial. We give away 50K FTMO every month. Okay, plug done. The first thing I do is obviously your date. We've got our date here and our risk sentiment. So my risk sentiment is the analysis of the SPX 500, whether it's pushing on, whether it's falling down. Investors are confident, investors are uncertain, stocks are selling off. Will determine whether it's risk on, risk off, or possibly neutral. Now, the reason why that's important is because in risk-on nature, you'd expect those commodity currencies to be strong, i.e. the Aussie, the CAD, and the Kiwi. In a risk-off nature, you'd expect those risk-off safe haven assets to become strong, i.e. the Swiss, the yen, and potentially recently since COVID, the US dollar. So that's why we do our risk sentiment. It just gives you a little bit of added confidence in potential trades you could be taking. So for example, if it's risk-on and I see a setup in the Aussie yen to the upside, I would like that a little bit better, because I know when it's risk on, when markets are pushing up, investors are confident, stocks are pushing, the commodity currencies will likely be stronger than those risk off currencies. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I have two strategies that I employ. Firstly, it's the breakout strategy, breakout, and the second one is the breakout retest, or BORT, as I like to call it, a funny little name, BORT. But I only take the breakouts on the 4-hour and plus timeframes. So usually the 4-hour and daily is where my breakouts come. And my breakout retest I can take from the 30-minute plus. So the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4-hour, daily, etc. So this is how I've set it up. My first category here, I've got the breakout retest level broken. So prior to my breaks, I like to see certain context, whether that be a V reversal, a head and shoulders, or a cut with handle potentially. Those are the three main types of context that I like. A bit more. That's a very simplified version of what I like, but you understand the point. So if I see a context that I like, and this significant area that I've identified has been broken, these pairs will go into this section here. So I'm essentially looking for a retest. So we've got everything that we like, our higher time frame confluence, our context prior to a break, and we've had that break. So now on these pairs, for example, today, I'm looking at Dash, which I believe is just gone, unfortunately. I was looking at Dash longs on the 4-hour time frame. This was the pattern evident prior to the break, a V reversal, and we are going with trend. So essentially, these are the pairs that I'm just looking for a retest, and I like particular retests. So even though it's broken out, it doesn't mean I'm just going to take the trade if it retests that area. Price action has to be exactly what I like, whether it be a steady state corrective, complex corrective, or etc. So not only do I have context I like prior to the break, I also have context that I like after the break. So my retest has to fall under two categories of either a steady state or a complex corrective with a catalyst on volume. I'm not going to get too much into that right now. So that's where these pairs go. Now, the second section is the breakout retest potential prior to break. So we've not got a break of the significant level for our breakout retest, i.e. normally this would be the 30-minute plus time frames. But maybe we're in a potential here, possibly we're in a cut with handle. We're at this section where we could be getting that potential context we like. So if we've got a V reversal, we might be at this section here where we're looking for a bit more consolidation, a possible pullback prior to that break of the significant level. So this is why it says potential prior to break. So it's potential pairs that could be a breakout retest, but it's not broken that significant level. Once these pairs, if they set up quite nicely and they break, these pairs will be moved up here into level broken. This section here, the breakout. So this is the 4-hour plus time frames. I only take the breakouts on the 4-hour plus. It is very similar to my breakout retest. However, just a little bit of more extra things added. Again, I'm not going to go into that right now. If you want to know how I trade, my strategy, etc., go to the links down below, Discord or website, and sign up. And there's many videos in the Trading Academy that we have on how I particularly trade. But we are looking for pairs that potentially giving us the correct context prior, if it's a V reversal, head and shoulders, prior to a potential break of a significant area on those higher time frames. So for me, when I was back testing, the breakouts were not as profitable on these smaller time frames because you can often get caught in wicks. However, because the 4-hour and daily time frames are very powerful, because there's more price action within each individual candle, I'm allowed to take the breakouts on this 4-hour plus. So this is where these go here. Now, what sometimes happens, if I don't get the correct context prior to a break, maybe I was looking for possibly a bit more accumulation prior to the level, but it just breaks through, I will simply move these pairs that do this, that's not ready for a break, up to this section here for the breakout retest level broken. Because on the 4-hour, we can still look for a retest of this area as long as we've got the correct context for a breakout retest. And in the bottom, this is obviously my open position. So this Swiss yen has been lovely. I've actually banked about 350 pips on this Swiss yen trade. About 8% is banked right now. It's still quite running. I'll show you that actually. This Swiss yen trade here, entered in all the way down here on this breakout. Again, breakout on the 4 hours, so that would have been on my watch list. I think I have my stops here, and this is absolutely motored on. I think maybe we're getting to the end of it now, but an absolutely lovely trade. So I put my pairs in here where I am, if it's long or short, time frame per setup, TP1 hit, yes, and extra notes. And just to quickly go through the headings here, they are very self-explanatory, but currency pair, commodity, or equity. Currency pair goes in here. I've got long or short, which direction I'm looking at. Time frame for setup, so 4-hour, 30-minute, 1-hour, daily, etc. Patterns evident, whether that be a V reversal. So V reversal, we've got cut with handle here, head and shoulders. A very simplistic view of a bit more complicated context. So it just makes me aware of what I'm looking for. And finally, trend or counter trend. Again, that's very self-explanatory. So this is what I use. It's a very simple Excel sheet. You can use a notebook that you just simply write down your trades. But I think having a watch list is really important. It saves a lot of bad trades. And you don't need to be staring at your charts all day. Good trading is boring trading. So I simply, on my watch list today, 21st of October, I'll be looking at these 5 pairs. And that's all I'll look at throughout the day. And I don't care what's happening on anything else. So it clears your mind of any clogged up charts and 50 charts every 15 minutes or whatever it is, and you just focus on these 5 pairs. Or whatever's on your watch list, obviously. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you smash that like button. If you're not subscribed and you like the way that I talk about markets, I've been trading now for 6 years, so quite a long time. Hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get myself to 1,000 subs. So if you can help me on that journey, that would be lovely. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Trade safe. Peace.